Alright, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Overwatch Weekly. Got quite a few interesting things to talk about this week, so we're going to jump right into it. And we're going to start with the biggest thing, I would call it the biggest thing, the Lunar New Year event for 2019 has been announced to be running from January 24th to February 18th, which means it starts tomorrow. It is the Year of the Pig. We haven't seen any kind of confirmation of any kind of Roadhog skins as of yet, but it appears that we will most likely get one. But you should have just seen the video that kind of announced it. You see a Soldier 76 emote or victory pose. It's one of the two of him using that little drum. I think it's an emote, but it could be any of those. But we did also get some skin announcements. The first one, so I'm going to be doing these in order of when they were announced on Twitter. The first one is the Lubu Reaper. I don't know if it's Lubu, I don't know how you pronounce the U with the umlaut, but you have the Lubu Reaper, which I'm a big fan of. What's interesting about all of these skins is they're based off of characters from a story called Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It is a 14th century historical novel from China, and it's like kind of fiction, kind of not. So it's a very interesting kind of story based on these characters from the story Romance of the Three Kingdoms. So Lubu is one of the characters in that. So you have the Lubu Reaper as the first skin. The next skin we have is the HUANG Hanzo, which is my personal favorite skin of the ones they've announced so far. But I'm also just a big fan of Hanzo, so I really like this skin. It's not my favorite Hanzo skin, but I think it's a nice skin. Next, we have the GUAN YU REINHARDT skin, which the tweet mentions, share your wisdom on capture the flag traditions, so obviously capture the flag will be a central part of this year's Lunar New Year event once again, as it has been in pretty much every past Lunar New Year event. Next, we have ZHANG FEI TORBJORN, which is an interesting looking skin. I like the claw. That's probably my favorite part of the skin, but it's not my favorite Torbjorn skin, but it's pretty good. So if I get it, I might use it. I'm not really crazy about any of the Torbjorn skins I have anyway, so it's a nice looking skin. And finally, for the skins that have been announced as of me recording this, we have the ZHUGE LIANG Zenyatta. What's interesting about all of these skins, not only from Romance of the Three Kingdoms, if you're a Dynasty Warriors player, all of these characters should be familiar to you, as they also appear in the Dynasty Warriors games, and a lot of these skins are based off their appearances in Dynasty Warriors. So those are the skins we've gotten so far. They're all legendary skins, at least I assume they're all legendary skins. It doesn't really say if they are or aren't legendary skins, but they look like they are all legendary skins. So those are all the skins we've gotten so far, and that is everything we have so far on the Lunar New Year event that kicks off tomorrow. There's no time set for that, but usually it's 2 p.m. Eastern time as a start time for the new events. Next, there's a little video that the Overwatch YouTube channel, or the Overwatch commissioned, made, and it comes from the animator Dylan Gu, and it is called Katsu Watch animated short Bastet Rises. So Katsu Watch is a little series that he does, and he made one specifically to be based off of the Bastet short story, which obviously has just concluded on in the game with the I'm like drawing a blank with the challenge to get the Bastet skin, and it's Bastet challenge, that's what it's called. So there's a little video. It's pretty cool. I really liked it. There's one part where Ana puts the enemy to sleep, and then Soldier 76 or Soul Per 76, or I don't even remember. I think he was Feline 76 technically. Then slaps him with a fish and wakes him up, which is the most Overwatch thing I have seen in a very long time. So So yeah, you can check that out in the description if you want. Next, we have a story that I am personally very, very excited for, and this has to do with Contenders 2019. And it is because the Contenders team, or the Contenders website, whatever you want to say, announced 3 live events coming to Contenders 2019, and I am very excited for exactly what we're getting. I think it is exactly what the Contender scene needed. So let's run this down. Let's read some of these things. So the first thing is the showdowns. So here they say we're dividing the 8 Contenders regions into 2 divisions, consisting of 4 regions each. To inform invites to our new Showdown live events, 4 regions will send their top teams to the Atlantic Showdown, while the other 4 regions will send their top teams to the Pacific Showdown. We've positioned these live events during the Overwatch League mid-year break to maximize viewership potential and play recognition from Overwatch League scouts. First, we have the Pacific Showdown, which is going to run from May 24th to May 26th, obviously 2019. The top teams from Australia, China, Korea, and the Pacific will face off in an intense double elimination bracket. So it will take place in China. Obviously, it's double elimination, and the teams invited, the best team in Australia and the best team in the Pacific Division, which I believe is, like Thailand and some other areas. I don't know exactly what teams are in the Pacific. I'll look it up here to get you a better idea of the teams in the Pacific. But that's going to be areas like Southeast Asia, right? So that's what they say. So that's the idea. So stuff like Thailand, Hong Kong, New Zealand, I think is Australia, but I mean, if you look at the teams, a lot of them are have a lot of Korean and Chinese players on it. Obviously, that's something that they want to change going forward because that kind of defeats the purpose. But that's what you have with the Pacific. Then the top 2 teams from China, top 2 teams from Korea will qualify. Obviously, a little unfair that it's not really balanced, but you don't really have a lot of options, and in a lot of ways, the top 2 teams from China and top 2 teams from Korea are probably better than the best team from Australia and the best team from the Pacific. Like the second best team in Korea and the second best team in China are most likely better than the best team in Australia and the best team in the Pacific. So those are your invitations there. Then for the Atlantic Showdown, the top teams from Europe, North America, and South America will meet in a double elimination showdown between May 31st and June 2nd, so the following weekend. And the location is Europe or Americas, so they haven't decided the location yet. And the teams invited, a little weird for this one. It is the top 2 teams from Europe, the top 3 teams from North America, and the top 1 team from South America. Now, what is noteworthy about this, and the reason why I need to mention it, North America currently, in terms of Season 2 contenders, or 2018 contenders, is 2 regions. Or it's 1 region. It's just North America. In Season 3, or not Season 3, in 2019, I can't talk. In the 2019 contenders, it's broken down into North America East and North America West. So the top 3 teams from North America will, what I assume will be the top 1 from each, and then however they decide the 3rd best team. I don't really know how that's decided. I'm sure they'll figure it out. But that you have 3 teams from North America, and then you have 2 from Europe and 1 from South America, giving you 6 teams there, and of course 6 teams from the Pacific for the Pacific Showdown. So those are the first 2 events we have in May and early June. Then we get to the Gauntlet. And the Gauntlet, here they say the pinnacle of the season will be the Gauntlet, which will be held from October 10th through 13th in a location to be announced soon. All top performing regions will send their teams from Season 2 to the Gauntlet, and performance in the Pacific and Atlantic showdowns will determine specific invites. So the dates, October 10th through 13th. The location to be determined. The tournament format groups to double elimination. Teams invited. The teams invited based on Atlantic and Pacific Showdown results, and the Gauntlet's tournament format will emphasize interregional competition for maximum excitement. We schedule after the conclusion of the 2019 OWL season, when teams will once again prepare to sign players for the following season. Now, I have some issues with the Gauntlet that maybe are not actually the case, and that they'll be more clear when we get to the gauntlet. But to me, it seems like the only teams that make the gauntlet are your best teams from these showdown tournaments, and I think that I don't know if it's just those 12 teams or if there's more than those 12 teams. Are there 4 groups of 3 and the one team leaves that group? Is it more groups than that and then it's based on some other element, much like the way League does it? In League, you kind of have these big regions where, like, Korea or North America, where they have a lot more teams that qualify, but also some of your smaller regions have, the winner of those regions will qualify, whereas in areas that are more competitive, like Korea or Asia, or not Korea or Asia, Korea or Europe or North America, you have more teams that qualify through a kind of play-in tournament. So I don't really know how the gauntlet will work fully. Obviously, it doesn't happen until October, so there will be more information that comes out as we get closer. I will definitely keep you all posted on this because this is something I'm super excited about and I want to see what comes of it. So I'm sure you also want to see what comes of it. So I will let you know more about this when we get there. Sorry, but that is everything for this story. So we will move on to the final story, a short one, coming from the Overwatch League Twitter account, where they have officially announced that the first stage of the 2019 season will be played on the PTR patch that is currently on the live servers, the PTR patch that is currently live on the PTR servers and will likely go live tomorrow when they drop the Lunar New Year event. Usually they do those kinds of things together. So expect this patch with the Brigitte change to her ultimate, the armor nerf, the Reaper buff, and the Diva Shield Matrix nerf to go live tomorrow with the rest of the stuff going on with the Lunar New Year event. So that is everything I have for you. I'm excited to see how the season is affected. I'm hoping we'll get to see more kind of transparency like this, where they say, here is exactly what you can expect with the different seasons and the patches that they're going to be playing on in the stages, not the seasons, the stages. So that is everything that I really think came out this week and the big stuff that was done. So yeah, I'm going to end this video before I seem like I have no idea what I'm doing, because I don't. But thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. Sorry this video is a little off. I'm, for whatever reason, off tonight. But let me know down below what you think about these Contenders 2019 international tournaments. I'm really excited for them. I like the fact that we will see some play between North American teams and Korean teams, especially because now they have some soft region locking. So players from the teams are predominantly local. So I really like that. So I'm excited to see how it goes and how these teams kind of become more region-based and less international. So that's everything, of course. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Alright, see you next time.